Well, hi, friends. Welcome to Uncanny Alley, the little place that we gather and keep it real because shit is weird out there. And I'm Allie, your hostess with the mostest ghostess. Before I go any further, would you go ahead and hit like and subscribe for me? I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we're going to get into some tarot and see where the evening takes us. All right, TGIF, right? Thank God I'm favored. Okay, all right. Family, thank God I'm favored. So someone's feeling really sentimental about family. I was going to say connected, but I'm getting sentimental. It's coming up in different ways. For some of you, there's a little one. For some of you, you have like your toddlers taking those those toddler milestones, and you're just really, I'm getting masculine and feminine. You're just really in the feels about it all. Isn't it the best? Oh, I know. And then some of you are enjoying whatever this next stage is, reflecting as parents or potential parents. Maybe you're like, you know what, we'll put off having kids, but we're going to enjoy this. But there is some element of cycle, like something is cyclical, something is with growth, with family. For some of you, maybe it has to do with like looking back, like a parent getting older, something like that. Maybe some more messages. Please, Holy Spirit. These cards are they're actually postcards I put together and found I love them and kind of turn them into cards, into tarot deck. I really love making my own decks because it'd be like making, your own perfume out of like the best ingredients, like a proprietary, like a special little blend. So this is representative. This would be like both the Strength card and in certain cases it would be like the Emperor, and it depends when I'm pulling it. Okay, so for some of you, and the card Not For Me is under here, and it's like, okay, look at those moldy mushrooms, right? Like some people can look at them as like, oh my gosh, they're so amazing, and they're fortifying, and they have all these benefits, and they taste so good. And they're like, oh, look at that mold, okay? So what I'm getting is there, for some of you, the masculine in your life doesn't want kids, doesn't want any more kids, doesn't know if they want kids, doesn't want to settle down. Or if you're not, that's just a masculine energy, right? Because Empress energy, feminine, is the nurturing, the nesting, the womb, the creator, the giving birth to. So you could be feminine, female, and still, this is like a masculine, coming from a masculine energy. For some of you, you're older and you're just like, look, okay, for some of you, you're older and you got a younger partner, or your partner's not realizing, like, honey, like, for those of you that are the female, you're like, that's not how it works kind of energy. Or even if you're not older, they act like they don't understand, like, how biology works, is what I'm getting. Like, oh yeah, let's just start tomorrow. You're like, well, I have to think about getting my body back. And I'm hearing something about like people don't understand it's not a vanity thing, right? At a certain age, you have to think about your health. You have to think about how quickly you could recover because you don't want to be in a wheelchair. Not, knock on wood. You just don't want to. You want to be your best self, um, to be there for your kids. And I'm not saying, oh, you don't want to be in a wheelchair. People are in wheelchairs, but I don't want to ever anyone think I'm coming for them or thinking anyone's like less than or. I just, you know, you don't want to, I'm just like dramatic sometimes, so I'll say, and use like a really extreme example. Or like I've said before, people who are in wheelchairs or who, have, like, my mom passed away, right before my son was born. I didn't have there are deficits that people experience or losses, or you look at and you're like, well, I wish, but you don't wish that your circumstance, like, it's not like I'm like, oh, I wish I wasn't a mom since I don't have a mom. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't change how beautiful life can be for you. It changes the dynamic. And sure, you wish this might be different, or you wonder if this was different, but it certainly doesn't. And okay, for some of you, that's the message. Like, for some of you, you can't have children. for whatever the reason, whether it's you just can't physically, you did pass the mark, it just doesn't work out in the time frame, in the plan, in just the way things, are. Maybe it's just with a partner. And some of you are just realizing that and deciding whether you want to continue. For those of you that it's about this relationship, you're trying to decide if you want to continue with this partner. Yeah, clarity, break. Or if, they want to continue with you. Yeah, this is like the Fool card, Clearly. Okay. Let's see what. Okay, for some of you, okay. For some of you, you're like trying to get pregnant, or you're like ready, you like want to, but you need to stop. You need to stop partying, or okay. This is just for some of you. I hate when messages like this come through, but it is what it is. It just gets like not embarrassing, but like I don't know. Okay, for some of you, you want some baby, but either you are the masculine, or your masculine is drinking too much, and then so that's what's going on. That's what I'm seeing, okay? Yeah. Quiet time. It's not like this. Oh my gosh. It's a good thing I like myself so much. I spend a lot of time alone. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, boy. What's wrong with me, right? Hold on, sorry, I dropped a card. Okay. No frills, black and white. What you see is what you get. But that's the truth, right? Like, what I said is the truth for some of you. About, you know what I'm saying? So it's just something like that, which isn't that serious. It just means like, it just means like, what I'm getting is like youthful energy. You guys are that age, not an old lady like me where you're like, can I still have a baby? Not that I want to have a baby, but I'm just saying. Okay, secret rebirth? No. I'm just kidding. Okay. Let's see here. No, baby's a beautiful blessing. Of course. Birth, life, beautiful, beautiful blessing. But again, it's a blessing that you appreciate, you honor, and so you want to bring it into your life if and when you can honor and appreciate it. So that's very, very important. And for those of you who are, it keeps breaking here. Okay. Some of you are having dreams about getting pregnant or having a baby. Some of you really want to have a baby and you're having trouble and you're okay. Get rosaries or prayer beads. Get some lavender. I don't know why I'm feeling. I mean, this is like throat chakra, third eye. Maybe for some of you who it's not a physical baby, but you want to birth a new idea. Remember, a baby, I mean, think of the womb, the creation, something that you hold more sacred and more dear, that you pour into, that you're going to love for a lifetime or as long as you know what I'm saying? It could be a dream business that you always wanted to open. It could be adopting a child. It could be having a child. It could be a partnership. It could be becoming a famous singer or dancer or astronaut. You know what I'm saying? Like a painter, a mechanic, like anything that your heart is just okay. For some of you, it's just something about adoption or finding family, losing family, but I'm not getting like death. That could be it too. But this specifically is like it's like misplacing family, losing family, or them. There was something covered up. For some of you, there was something like, if not covered up, but maybe not talked about. I mean, some of you it was covered up, but not talked about, or okay, for some of you it's like somebody in the past was adopted, a parent or something, and it was hard for them to parent because of they wouldn't talk about it. I'm here. So there's something about like a song, and it's something some kind of song like a lullaby or like Daisy Daisy, like something that everyone knows and everyone sings. You guys are probably like, what the fuck? I don't know that, but like you know, um, I know like the lullabies. Like I come from like a Jewish and Italian family, so our shit is my mom sang a song about a hot dog in an army. Okay, literally a hot dog guy who like marched around in the army. You guys, there was a song about how the World's Fair was started in my household. All right, I just can't. There's not enough time in the day. Anywho, so the songs I'm thinking of are like not. I'm trying to think of like a normal song, and my index is set to Looney Tunes in my upbringing. What is up with me tonight? Okay. Oh my goodness. Somebody, okay. Okay, yeah. Somebody is mad. Somebody's not taking this seriously. So that's what's going on. Somebody, like the masculine, is like, they're like, give me the fertility shot, or we have to go to the doctor. We have to go to these fucking parenting classes. Like, what is wrong with you? And the reason I'm laughing, I think, is because it's not like you guys are in a bad place. It's frustrating, but like, they're endearing. And it's like, you knew they were a big kid before you started this. You knew they were playing with a freaking hacky sack in the corner. And you're like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how you met. That's okay. And it's making me laugh because it's silly. It's the same things, like the same energy is the stuff that like you'd be laughing with him about or her about. Because again, you could be, two females and there's more of a masculine energy. You're the male, okay? And there have been plenty of times when I was definitely the male in the situation as far as like, I don't know. It's just, I wasn't the one being like, what are you doing? But I've also been the male in the sense where I'm like, say anything holding the boombox like an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Not literally, but maybe. I have to think. Maybe I have. But energy is just kind of interchangeable, right? It depends on what season we're in. If you're being honest with yourself. If you're being honest with yourself and you go with the flow and you allow it to happen, then you allow your negative energy to do its thing when it needs to. Your feminine energy to be mama bear in whatever way that looks when you need to. And that's kind of the message here. Go with the flow of whatever this is, whatever you're birthing. There's something, and I think that's why all the laughter is coming through. Yep. Look at this little line up here. So the time is now. Moving on. So don't look at it as a flower. See? Look at it as a flower. Don't look at it as a tower. Look at it's leaning already. Stay in flight. Okay, wait. Was that next? I thought there was one more. No, it went, yeah. And then don't get it twisted, right? Just go with the flow. Don't get it twisted. The branches, and the grapes on the vine go with the flow, don't they? Otherwise, look, you want fiery passion, but you don't want like tumultuous, all that stuff. And what it feels like, whatever this is, even if it's a partnership with like a career or you're planning a wedding, right? And like, but there's something like, what are you doing to plan this? Like, remember, for some of you, that's what it is that you have to laugh at it because remember who, like, you didn't marry or you didn't fall in love with Martha Stewart, and now you're like, Martha, why are you, you fell in love with like Adam Sandler, like, Kevin Hart, like a goofy person, somebody funny, or someone maybe they're serious but like they're not planning wedding. It's just not in there. For some of you, it's like I just hear Wall Street, like a suit and like he's carrying a suit and or wearing a suit and carrying a briefcase real fast. Like he means business. This isn't. He's not going to sit down and be like, well, I don't know. The vanilla bean's nice, but the vanilla fantasy, come on. So cut a little slack there is kind of what I'm hearing. And then for some of you, it's the opposite. So the masculine, like you need to understand, like, yes, your business. Yes, you've told your partner this. Yes, you shouldn't be expected to be like them, but you can certainly make the space and the effort to bend, because just that simple effort, right? I talk about intention all the time. It's not about how well you do it. It's about you trying. So this is really good energy. It's a little bit of like frustration, a little bit of like, but it's coming from good partnerships. It's coming from good relationships. Anything that might be holding you back, it doesn't feel, even if it's heavy, like, oh, a past adoption, right? That's not something light, but it doesn't feel like it's a horrible wound that's just a seeping wound that it's blocking you from your blessings. That's not what it feels like. It may be something you want to dig into deeper and uncover, and it may create a mini, I won't call it a tower moment, but a mini castle, a mini building, a little house, a little apartment, because you have to work through shit, and sometimes that can stir up shit, and sometimes it can get dusty and ugly and sneezy and stuff before it gets better. But it's better in the long run, because then you can take those castles or those towers and turn them into castles. They're no longer either invisible, dark spaces in your world, whether you know it or not. Now they're fully in the light, and they're beautiful, and they're to your benefit. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you. 17:07 on the clock. I told you, like 177, 117, some sequence of that, the sevens and ones is so incredibly significant in the best way. All right, guys, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. And remember that I like you. And until we meet again, stay wild, stay weird, stay wonderful. Most importantly, stay you.